You're absolutely right. Those mark roundings can get intense, and that's why understanding these updates is crucial.
Okay, so for anyone just joining us, these rules govern sailboat racing globally, and they get a refresh every 4 years by World Sailing.
Right.
It just goes to show that even a sport as old as sailing is constantly evolving.
Hmm.
We've already covered a lot of ground in previous episodes, going over the definition of mark room itself and digging into Section 18.1 when Rule 18 applies.
Right.
But if you're new to this deep dive, no worries, you can always catch up on those episodes later.
Yes. And remember, these changes aim to do three key things. Make the rules more intuitive for all sailors, clarify exactly when Rule 18 comes into play, and promote safer racing by discouraging those last-minute maneuvers that can lead to contact.
So less chaos, more clarity, and hopefully fewer protests.
Yes.
Sounds like a win-win for everyone.
Yeah.
Today we're focusing on Section 18.2, and I've got to say, just reading through this, it's already much clearer than the previous version.
Absolutely. And that was a major goal with these updates.
Oh.
They wanted to make the language more user-friendly, using terms sailors are already familiar with.
Let's jump right into 18.2a. It seems like this is the rule you'll be using most often when you're out there on the water.
Yeah.
What stands out to you?
Well, 18.2a is all about who gets priority at the mark, based on two simple scenarios.
Okay.
It's like having a clear roadmap for those close encounters.
Okay, I like where this is going. Break it down for us.
Imagine you're racing, and two boats are overlapped as they approach that zone around the mark. In this case, the outside boat has to give the inside boat enough room to round the mark safely.
Okay.
Pretty straightforward.
Yes, totally.
Yeah,
It's all about establishing that inside position early.
exactly. Now, let's say you're approaching the mark, and you reach that zone before another boat, but you're not overlapped.
Okay.
Guess what?
Right.
You have the right of way, and the other boat, even if they end up overlapping later on, has to give you mark room. It's all about who gets to the party first.
So whether you're overlapped or not, if you're in the zone first, you're in the driver's seat.
Yes,
That's a great way to think about it.
it is. And there's another crucial point in 18.2a.
Okay.
Once a boat is required to give mark room, they have to keep giving it, even if the overlap changes or a new one pops up.
Okay.
That obligation continues as long as Rule 18 applies.
Right.
No sudden moves or trying to shake things up once the dance has begun.
Got it. Consistency is key.
Yeah.
It's like you said, a roadmap. You have to follow the route.
Exactly.
Okay. So we know who has to give mark room.
But when does that obligation actually end?
That's where 18.2b comes in, and it's pretty clear cut.
Okay.
There are two scenarios where the obligation to give mark room ends.
Okay.
First, if the boat that's entitled to mark room, the one who had that inside position, decides to pass head to wind, the other boat is off the hook.
Right.
They've given you enough space to make your move.
That makes sense. They're no longer rounding the mark in the same way.
Right.
So what's the second scenario?
The